talking about the Henry County, Indiana Sheriff John Sproles. How is he running his department? I've had a bunch of people ask me, basically they started asking me in January, like, what's the deal with Sproles? You know, what, we got any information on Sproles? You got any information on Sproles? And I'm like, no, man, I don't live in Henry County. I don't deal with them on a day-to-day basis. You know, I don't have, you know, friends that really work for the sheriff's department. I had a couple, but, you know, I didn't talk to them all the time. And so it is what it is. You know, it's going to take time to get there. Everybody that was watching during the election last year knew what my issue with John Sproles was. My issue with Sproles is how he treated his opponent on another podcast down in Henry County, the Boss Hogs of the Indy 500, and Mario Andretti and Kyle Petty or somebody, I don't know. They interviewed these two sheriff's deputies, and the sheriff's deputies were in there. They were running for office, and Sproles just went crazy with what he did. And I covered all of that, and we talked about all of that. And I said from point one, I said, I don't like Sproles' attitude. I don't like how Sproles conducts himself. And I'm worried about what that's going to mean for the citizens of Henry County. Sproles was accusing his opponent of criminal acts without proof, without evidence, solely based on hearsay, innuendo, and bullshit. And I said to the people, the voters of Henry County, folks, you need to understand, I'm worried that Sproles is going to come in here and act like a over-the-top jock meathead, like beating his chest, you know, and he was like, we're going to be the department of no cuss words, and, you know, oh, great, everything, all that's great, everything's wonderful, all's well, you know, it is what it is. But just the problem with Sproles is he had like 3 years of training. He had 3 years on the department. I don't care about his time as a reserve from 20 years ago when he did 2 or 3 years as a reserve in the 90s. I don't care about that. I care about the fact that when he was a full-time officer, from the time that he got hired as a full-time officer to the time that he took over as sheriff was like 3 years, 4 years, 3 years. It's crazy to me. He's leading people that have so much more time and experience, and the people of Henry County really, really truthfully needed Landon Dean as their sheriff, but people couldn't get over nonsense bullshit that they had in their minds, straight party Republican bullshit. As a conservative, I'm saying Indiana's straight party Republican bullshit hurt Landon, and now you guys have this guy. I personally have heard that he's running a lot of people off from the sheriff's department. One of his very good friends, one of the guys that worked to help get him elected, really fought. I mean, pushed. He and I had always been friends, but after I came out against Sproles, he and I butted heads, and he told me I was wrong, and he really campaigned hard for Sproles. Got Sproles elected. Him and Sproles were friends. Got Sproles in there. And at Sproles' campaign celebration party. They were going around and taking pictures, and Sproles had this guy, his friend, that was in all these pictures, and Sproles told the photographer, hey, make sure to get a good amount of pictures with Rob not in here. I don't want him in the pictures with me because he's not going to be here much longer. I'm going to get rid of him. I heard Landon Dean has been affiliated with the Kronk pedo situation. That's, dude, I got to say, that it's all talk until something else can pop up. I mean, nothing ever happened. The FBI didn't swoop in and get Landon. Nobody did anything. I mean, you know, like, I gotta say, for the record, there's always a lot of talk around judges and prosecutors and attorneys and cops, and people are like, oh, it's a big this or that. People are talking about people being gay or not gay or whatever. A lot of the pedo talk, I'll be honest, I think, in my opinion, comes around rumors of people being gay. And Henry County is a situation where if somebody is gay or somebody is thought to be gay, they don't just see that person as being gay. That, oh, he's gay. That's got to mean he's obviously a sexual predator. He's obviously he's a pedophile. I just don't believe. I just never seen anything to do that. The thing is, it was ex-sheriff. It was ex-sheriff Kim Kronk. He was a commissioner. And he shot himself in the yard because Kronk shot himself in the front yard. Because of it, Bilbrey, there's a lot of gas cops there. I know of people who, oh, who cares if he's gay? What's that matter? What if he's gay, he's gay. I don't know if he's gay. I don't know if he's not gay. I don't care if he's gay. They're gay. Maybe everybody in Henry County's gay. Henry County's the gayest county in Indiana. I don't care. What does that mean? That could be like, this is not 1940. Gay does not have to mean that you're a pedophile. You will care if they touch you all the time and lock you up. I will care if they touch me all the time and lock me up. Well, I mean, first of all, I've got to commit a crime to be locked up. Like, they can't just lock you up. So if they lock you up, I mean, man, I know a lot of straight people that do some majorly freaky shit. So, like, look, I don't know. I don't want anybody to hate me because I don't mind. I don't care about gay people. Like, it don't bother me. But, like, please don't leave the show just because I'm okay with gay people. I'm not okay with pedophiles. If I know somebody's a pedophile, I'll deal with that. I don't know. I've not have any proof that anybody is a pedophile. I don't, there's a dead man, and whatever the situation was with him, he definitely can't hurt anybody or do anything now. He's certainly, I'll put it this way. If Kim Kronk is touching you, you got bigger problems than somebody being a pedophile. If you are being touched by Kim Kronk right now, you quit watching my show and don't call me no more. Don't talk to me. You need some help, because if he's touching you, that's weird. I got a lot of stories about Landon. 4 years, ask everyone around that. I have. The problem is I've done exactly that. I've been looking into this for probably about that long, for about 4 years. I looked into all of the Landon Dean in the bathroom with a candlestick rumor. I didn't find him doing anything in there. I contacted the law enforcement officer supposedly that arrested him. He could provide me no arrest record. There was no arrest report. There was no file of an arrest. The jail had no documentation that Landon Dean had ever been locked up. There was no prosecutor's notes. There is literally no proof. And I want to be real clear. If we are to believe that Indianapolis, Bloomington, any police agency down there is going to do some major favor for some podunk Henry County Sheriff's deputy, you got another thing coming. That's just not going to happen. So we're getting way off topic. Okay, the bottom line is I supported Landon over a guy that has no business being sheriff. That's the bottom line. But it didn't matter. He didn't win. Sproles won. Now we got to deal with Sproles. I've been concerned with the kind of thought absolutely despicable is a piece of garbage. Every person in that book should sue that person. That person is not a doctor. That person is a fucking whack job. It is my personal opinion that person is a nut job. I've watched her attack people for questioning her and calling her out. And what that woman did when she attacked those people was she said, "You're only calling me out because you're a drug addict, and I quit giving you prescriptions to OxyContin or whatever." What that woman, I watched that woman in comments. If she is a doctor, break HIPAA. And I said, this is all I need to see. That woman is a joke. That woman is a nut. Dr. Wacko, whatever your name is, if this gets back to you, please email me, threaten me, sue me if you like. I would love to deal with all of that. That chick is a nut. Anybody named in that book should sue her into the Stone Age. She had a story of a mom and a son's sexual relationship in that book, and they want to call other people pedos. Yeah, that was it. That book was bizarre. I've read that book, by the way, and it was absolute trash. It was completely crazy. All I'm saying is I know the truth of what's going on in that area. When you say truth, I want to make sure that it's truth, that with evidence to back up what you're saying, and not true. Because I too have been told things by other people, and then in researching that stuff out, it's like, well, it's this happened or that happened. Nothing that anyone has ever been able to tell me. None of those stories have ever led to an actual path. So I'm not saying you don't have real life experiences or knowledge. I'm definitely not knocking you. I don't know who you are. You're using a name I don't know. So I mean, you could be anybody, and I'm not knocking you. I'm not saying anything you say is not real. I'm just saying things that I've looked into. I'm not a gay man. I'm definitely not a pedophile. I don't care if somebody is gay. I care if somebody's a pedophile, obviously. But beyond that, I have to go where I can find, and if I can't find a path to get from A to Z, then I can't do it. And in a lot of that crap, I've not been able to do it. So I don't know. All right, moving on real quick. I just got to say this about Sproles. I just got to say this. I don't have a personal problem with Sproles. 2 deputies went in to the commissioner's meeting. Okay, we're gonna play this. I want you guys to hear this. Before we get started, I want to show you. So basically, what's happened here is the Henry County commissioners held a meeting the other day, and I'm going to show you this on the screen here for a second, but I'm not going to be able to play it because the audio jack off, Jack. That's hilarious. The audio on here sucks, so I had to boost it. So I'm going to play this for you just for a second so you see this, but then I'm going to have to take us off screen so you can hear the boosted audio. So this is what it looks like, folks. Here these deputies are going before the commissioners. Keep in mind,
thank you.
Look at this. Look at this camera. How jerky it is. It looks like the camera at a VP. It's like every second it jumps, so it's not like a free floating camera. They spent like $80 million on all of this system. Look at this. Listen how quiet it is.
I just want to. I have Deputy King here. He's one of our fitness gurus.
It's so quiet, and look how just free, how shitty the video is. It's ridiculous. The video should not look like this. For the amount of money that they spent on this system, it's absolutely nuts. So, folks, what you're seeing on screen here is you're seeing Sproles second in command. And you're seeing a young deputy. Sproles couldn't appear here, okay? Sproles had to send these guys in, and he wants them to go in there and talk about their workout equipment. Now, I believe that the deputies should be in good shape. I want my police officers to be able to run after the bad guys and do what they need to do. I understand that. Cops get a bad rap because they're fat or whatever. Want another donut and all this shit. I get it. I want them to be good, healthy, and be able to do their jobs. I think a lot of that, nothing but the best for Henry County. Will their workout center be as high quality as their video equipment? Mayor of Munis, that's a good question. I'm not really. Yeah, right. We can see galaxies 300 light years away, but the Henry County video looks like this. Ridiculous. Okay. So now I want you to hear what these people say, because keep in mind, the sheriff is an elected official, but the commissioners are elected officials. And for the people in Henry County, understand this. I have at times been very critical and very hard on the commissioners in Henry County. Now, one of them is gone. These people are all pretty new. Two of them have been there for a year-ish and a half, and Joe Wiley is new. Bobby's the oldest that's been there. She's been there for a year at this point. Dellinger's been there for like half a year, and Wiley came in, I think, this January. And they all did a good job. I have to be really serious. They did a good job in this interview. So the sheriffs have to do what they need to do to work and to do the good thing. The commissioners have to be good stewards of the tax dollars. This is over workout equipment here. All right. So listen, I want you to listen to this. And you're going to tell me if you can hear this.
Thank you for putting us on the...
You might pull the microphone a little bit closer.
Thank you for putting us on the agenda. Unfortunately, the sheriff's not able to be here. He's out of state, but
can you hear? Okay.
I just want to, I have Deputy King here. He's one of our fitness gurus and well-versed in the area of fitness. And I will allow him to speak here shortly. I do want to discuss really just our vision, and this has been a passion of the sheriff's and mine, that our officers be in good physical condition, emotional, mental, just every area of health. We are passionate about a wellness program for our officers. And today we're here to talk about the physical part of that and enhancing the fitness center at the sheriff's office. I do want to say that we have already taken strides in other areas in the spiritual aspect by bringing in a chaplain's team to be in our sheriff's office. That is a very important part of the wellness.
There's no picture. Remember what I'm saying. The picture. No, I'm not sleepy. Remember, the picture looked all janky, and in order for me to be able to make you hear this, I had to do something to boost it. I mean, if you want to look at the picture, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at here. So,
program, we have brought guest speakers in to speak on wellness, on PTSD. We are in tune to the Indiana Sheriff's Association. They are currently looking at partnering with a group called Stella, and just the overall wellness of our officers. So we are passionate. This is just an extension of the overall wellness program that we want to implement. I know that our deputies are excited about it. There is an expectation from the public when you show up to handle a situation.
Here we go.
You are physically fit, you're emotionally fit, mentally, because if you are not, then you are putting the citizens at risk, of a deputy flying off the handle because he's not emotionally in check. I tell you what, if you get your house broke into and they flee out the back door, you want somebody that can get out of their car and pursue them. So this is really a part of the entire vision to make sure that our officers are fit in every area of their lives. One other aspect to this, we all know that we're not going to be able to compete with the state of Indiana. Places like Carmel and other agencies paying $60,000, $70,000 a year for officers. But this is also a recruiting tool for us. We were very impressed with the amount of people and the quality of people we had in our last hiring process. And I think that was in part because of our new facility. And we just want to be able to offer our deputies other things outside of paying them $67,000, $70,000 a year. We want to offer them other incentives. So I do want to really open this up to Deputy King to speak on the equipment piece, why we're asking for some additional items of equipment, and why that is important.
It seems so obvious to me. I know there's jobs where you're expected to be in shape, and law enforcement, fire, military. Those are the jobs where obviously you need to be in shape.
So the gentleman that was talking was the number 2 in charge of the department. He's the chief deputy under Sproles. This gentleman now talking is the new deputy that's talking. Let's hear what he's got to say.
And the fact that our gym's not done, I don't understand that. I don't understand why.
The fact that our gym's not done, I just don't understand that. I don't listen. He's got an attitude right off the bat. Is this the kind of behavior that this guy's not talking to a criminal. This guy's not talking to a person in the public who just got done beating their wife. This guy's not talking to a guy that's out here dealing fentanyl to someone that just killed them. This guy's not out here talking to a pedophile or to an OWI suspect or to a murderer. This guy's talking to the elected commissioners of the county. Let's listen.
In this profession, there's going to be bad guys that don't want to go to jail, and you have to be in shape to take them to jail. Or like you said, if they run out the back, you have to be in shape to run after them. It's just, I don't want to say mind-boggling, but I don't understand why we're here for this.
Can you answer, when you say not done, define
I
what?
understand why we have to come and ask you. We want to spend $45,000 on jail workout equipment for ourselves. $45,000! Not to mention the $28,000 they've already spent, plus the other money, the $6,000 that they spent that they didn't even ask that they could spend. But they want an additional $45,000 for fucking workout equipment.
Not done means.
Yeah, it's just,
I know we spent $28,000 on equipment,
yeah,
or roughly $28,000.
yeah, it's not done. I can't
I
speak
guess
for-
I don't know. I'm not being confrontational. I don't understand what not done means.
I understand. It's, there's not enough equipment in there to get a good workout. I don't work out there. I'm not going to work out there because I'm not going to sacrifice a good.
I don't work out there. I'm not going to work out there. Well, then, okay, we're not giving you the $45,000. If you don't work out there and you're not going to work out there, then why would we give you the money?
Workout at our facility when I can go to the Y and get a complete workout.
Ah,
I don't know if that makes
go to the Y and get a complete workout.
sense to you or not, but I would severely hinder my workout if I were to work out at the jail because there's not enough equipment for me to do what I need to do. Does that kind of make sense?
Sure. From someone who doesn't work out, I guess so.
I think what is there right now is a very substantial weight bench
No,
and a
Yoko, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. They expect $79,000 taxpayer-funded gym. Get it right. Get it right. They're expecting them to pay for a $79,000 taxpayer-funded gym. Yeah, why isn't Sproles footing the bill for this? He's got it. Run this, Sproles. Listen. Yeah, the Y is a great place to work out. If you make $60,000 a year and you can't afford a Y membership, case says fucking hell. Absolutely. Okay, let's listen to this.
very substantial piece of equipment for deadlift. Those two pieces
On
of equipment.
paper, yeah,
And then
that's probably a selling point that they had, but
right. But then also the treadmill and the elliptical, and then the variety of dumbbells that are there. That's what was
So there's let's listen to what he says. What is there?
for deadlift.
Work out, I guess so.
I think what is there right now is a very substantial weight bench and a very substantial piece of equipment for deadlift. Those two pieces
on
of equipment.
paper, yeah,
And then
that's probably a selling point that they had, but
right. But then also the treadmill and the elliptical, and then the variety of dumbbells that are there. That's what was purchased with the money that was spent previous to now.
that blows my mind that was $28,000.
That's probably it blows my mind that it was $28,000. If that's what we've spent, if that's what Henry County spent $28,000 on a weightlifting bench, an elliptical, a treadmill, and whatever the hell a pretty substantial deadlifting. I don't know what a pretty substantial deadlifting equipment would be. I know what deadlifting is. I don't know what a pretty substantial piece of equipment for that would be. A belt, a bar. Like the fact that they spent. The fact that they yeah, right, Doug. The dumbbell sold it. All right, let's continue on here because this gets crazy.
Absolutely blows my mind when I'm looking at this for 45, and this would complete the gym.
No, $45,000 would complete the gym.
By what you're saying is that if the gym were completed to the specifications that have been outlined by the sheriff, is it your intentions to not work out there?
No,
then?
I would at that point.
Well, you just told us you don't work out there and you don't intend to work out there. So now after you've like held us hostage and threatened us, now you will work out there if we give you $45,000.
I did some quick math at $35 a month, which is roughly a gym membership times our 29 guys. It was a year. It's $12,000 a year. So that gym, that $45,000, when you multiply 12,180 by 3, it's over 45. It's like 46,000. So it's an investment. I get that, but in 3 years it will have paid for itself, assuming each of our guys have a gym membership.
No, I'll just say, Travis, to that, you're talking about just the merit. We have jail staff.
Well, that's correct too. Yeah.
Courthouse security. We have, probably in the neighborhood of 100 employees between full and part-time that would be able to utilize that.
But being able to utilize it and actually utilizing it, there's a big gap maybe in there. So I'm going to play devil's advocate for a minute, because I don't want you guys not to have what you need to have to do what you need to do. But in that same token, as far as, wants and needs, you're looking at, you're needing things like patrol cars and stuff like that, and that would pay for one.
We're needing patrol cars. They're needing patrol cars. Let's also understand here let's also understand this. Let's understand this. Henry County in 2023 does not have body cameras. Their officers don't have body cameras. How about you, young fella, continue paying for your own damn workout at the Y, do what they need to do, and why don't we buy you guys body camera? You know what I mean? Kate, just to let you know, you are valued.
They don't have body cam.
You are valued. Where did that go?
I appreciate that.
All right, I just want to let you know.
I'm still trying.
Yeah, they don't have body cams. They don't have body cams.
How do you? I forgot. It's Henry County, and
yeah,
we can't be on film.
Right. Here we go.
I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. All right, here we go.
So it's hard, because this is what I hear from the public, which pays all of our salaries. They want to know why we're spending another $40-some thousand when we're kind of strapped for money on extra.
Listen to this. This is from here we go downhill. And at one point I was afraid there was going to be a police involved shooting. Now, I'm being a little facetious. I didn't think that. But honestly, the attitude of these deputies scares me.
Size equipment that not everybody in the county is going to get to use. It's just for the sheriff's department. When you have other entities in the county government who might want to do that, they'll have to buy a gym membership if they go somewhere else.
Yeah, right, Joe. Just another group of conservative Republicans. Now, I got to say, the commissioners did a damn good job here. Let's continue on.
So we're spending that money when they already say that less than a year ago, we spent $28,000 on gym equipment for the same purpose. So I guess there's that counter arguments in there. Can you address that?
That's a good point. I guess I would ask, I was told that there is money set aside to finish the facility. Can you guys speak on that?
Yeah, there's bond money to finish the actual facility, like locking doors at the jail. They've got a brand new jail they just built.
To finish the facility, as in the IT room or the conference room, that was, yes, there is bond money left, but it's for the actual building, not necessarily for weight equipment.
But it could be.
It could be if we approve it.
I would ask, and not being confrontational, but the other facilities that we looked at, were their weight rooms completed? Just asking, I have no idea.
I was not part of the original design process of the jail. I don't know if.
Well, I know, but I think
either.
did you guys tour different facilities?
Again, that was pre me being elected.
Right.
So I can't answer that question, honestly. I will say I am getting comments from people. I have had other employees of the county ask me and said, well, will I be able to use that facility? You know,
Well, let me just say this.
and I'm just being honest here. I've had employees say, hey, so we're going to spend $44,000 on gym equipment. Do I get to use it? Am I going to be able to go do it instead of me paying for a gym membership?
Right. So obviously, our line of work is a little bit different than sitting at a window helping in public. I'm not saying it's
their line of work is a little bit different than just sitting in a window.
I'm not minimizing what anyone else does, but there is a stress level, and there is an expectation that.
And if I'm a roided out, ragehead, I could maybe do better.
We are able to do our jobs, and we're either serious about
can I jack off in the gym?
Our guys being in shape. Listen, we hear snide comments from people often about officers being overweight. Just the other, I think it was yesterday, Travis had someone say, and Travis, again, he's physically fit. If I needed help, you're the type of guy I want to show up. So the sheriff was elected.
Let's listen to how aggressive Travis gets here in a few minutes and find out if Travis gets this aggressive while going and talking to the commissioners, is he really the kind of guy that we want to show up? Just think about that. Oh, they are special. That tracks. Yes.
By the people, and I know you all were as well, but he was elected to run the sheriff's office, and he has a vision, and I would like to see his vision carried out. We are seeing the morale in the department is very high right now. We see guys excited. This is an incentive to them. It's telling them we're not just all talk, but we do care about you. We care about your physical condition, your emotional, mental well-being. And this is what, obviously this is what we are asking, and we're either serious about it or we're not. And I would just hope that, again, the people elected Sheriff Sproles overwhelmingly, and I believe they did that because they trust in him and the vision he has for the sheriff's office.
He did it again. Vision.
You rolled your eyes when he said our job's not sitting at a window.
Like Dan does.
What? Say it again.
He needs to do a weekly dream with Jack.
Yeah.
Like Dan does to outline his vision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Making me a little sick.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly correct. Well, and I'll tell you, I'm trying to get this to pull up here really quickly because I want everyone to know that Henry County, Indiana, has a population of 48,935 people. Okay. Out of their 48,935 people, okay, they had, let me see here. They have a total of 31,198 people that are registered to vote. So their population is 48,935. Their registered voters are 31,198. Out of that 31,198, 13,674 people voted in the 2022 general election. They're saying that John Sproles has a mandate to lead the sheriff's department in the way that he sees, and no one should question. No one should question. Well, let me just give you a little bit of an understanding of what that means here. Out of the 48,935, 19% of the population voted for Sproles. 19% voted for Sproles. Out of 48,935, let's just round it up and say it's 49,000 people. Out of 49,000 people, 9,582 people voted for Sproles. And they're wanting to tell us that's a mandate. That is a mandate. That's not a mandate. What that means is 21,616 people that were registered did not vote for Sproles. Let's take it a little step further and say this. Out of the entire population, out of 48,935, 39,333 people did not vote for Sproles. 39,500 people said, nah, I'm not voting for Sproles. If you want a mandate, I think your mandate is the fact that 39,000 of the residents in Henry County said, fuck ya. And out of the registered people, out of those that are registered, out of the 31,198 that are registered, 21,616 said, off you fuck. And so I don't want to hear about any kind of mandate.
I didn't know. It's true. I mean,
Well,
we have to.
now I am going to say I have the utmost respect, and anybody that knows me knows that I have the utmost respect for law enforcement, first responders, paramedics, firefighters. Absolutely. I probably respect all of those professions more than any other profession, period. But what I don't like to hear is when another Henry County employee says, well, they just sit at a window. That is a little disparaging to everybody else that's in the
specifically, Commissioner, I specifically stated I'm not diminishing what they do.
I understand, but when those
but there is a reality.
I understand.
We're working.
Please lower your tone. I'm not arguing.
Okay.
Stop! No, nobody shoot anybody here. We're all here to try to spend the taxpayers' dollars. Everybody relax. Holy shit! What is going on here? This is insane. All right, let's go on.
I'm just saying, because I will tell you after the meeting, I'm going to have a lot of people come to me and say, I can't believe that they said that we just sit at a window.
No, I know that. My wife worked in the clerk's office. I'm very well aware of what she does and the importance of what she does.
Yes, I did, because to me, I don't want this separation of this is us and this is them. We are all a county. I'm not disparaging. I'm not doing any of that. And again, I have the utmost respect for what you guys do. Absolutely.
But not everyone on the department works 12-hour shifts. Not everyone works weekends and holidays. And there is a separation. We all work for the county, but there is a difference in certain aspects of our job.
I understand.
They're all important.
I absolutely understand that.
They're all important. We couldn't function if we didn't have everyone doing their job.
But we hear that a lot in other areas as well. This person only does this or this person only does that. That absolutely does bother me when those statements are made.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate it. I just don't care. I'm
not diminishing
it. I'm just going to continue saying it. I appreciate what you're saying, but I'm going to continue saying it.
What you guys do at all. but it does bother me when when
Listen.
those statements are made.
Okay, well, I will apologize for saying it in that manner. That probably wasn't the
Now,
best way
listen.
to say it.
And
That chief deputy talking. Wait till you hear, wait till you hear rookie softcock get ready.
And you know what? I understand it. You know what? I say things that maybe come across as
Jackie.
not supportive or whatever, and then I have to. So yes, and
the issue here is, this is my concern. This is my concern. Is this the mandate that Sproles is giving his? Is this the mandate that Sproles is giving his people? Is he letting them know this is how you talk to people? You let them know that we're special, that we are special. Taxpayer funds for off-duty activities not covered. Yeah, no shit.
accept that. We all do it.
Yep.
You know, so anyway, we'll move on from that.
We'll move on.
Okay.
Listen.
Do you guys have
The conversation I had with Sheriff Sproles yesterday, a couple of them, and then I went out and spoke with Major and one of the captains out there at the jail and took some pictures of the room that it is right now. And listening to what he said about what his vision is down the road, about what he wants to do. And obviously I think he has a good vision of mental and physical health for the agency's members, along with all the jail staff and the people that work in that building out there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If they work a 12-hour shift and aren't able to go to the YMCA, maybe on their lunch break or whatever, they can go in and do some physical fitness training activities. That was one of the things that he mentioned for the reason for having it on site. And that's, I wanted to throw that in. That's what he talked about.
I guess one other question I have is, okay, you say you work out, you have a routine.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you get to that point? Because I don't have a routine.
Right.
If I walked into the gym right now, I have no idea what I would be doing other than just lifting weights, be lifting weights. Okay. So how are you going to justify everyone else being there that someone doesn't do something they shouldn't be doing and actually cause more physical harm to themselves by using a machine improperly or doing something they shouldn't be doing? So how are we going to accomplish getting that to make it to where it is usable for everyone and everyone uses it properly?
I don't think that'd be an issue at all. I guess some people get hurt working out, but I think the benefits of working out outnumber the injuries that would come from working out. And we could,
The humble.
I know I'm always willing to show people how to do stuff if need be, to
The
get them that
commissioners
routine
are
and what
doing
to
a
do.
damn good job. Absolutely. For the first time, I can say that Henry County the commissioners are doing a good job.
But I personally don't know very many people that have gotten hurt working out. So I think that's kind of I wouldn't worry about that.
I'll say, if you want a good workout, I can put you on a hay wagon this summer if you want to.
Now here we're getting ready to hear some crazy.
I've done that before. Yeah. Pass that.
I mean, I realize, I know there was a comment made about vehicles, and I realize that there are probably certain things you can use that money for and certain you can't. I'm assuming we can't use that particular money for a vehicle. But this is important to the sheriff. It's important to me. It's important to our team. And, you know, obviously you look at, not to go on, but you look at healthcare expenses as well. I mean, if you are taking care of yourself in all of those areas, I'm sure you're going to have less expenses on the healthcare side as well.
I'll say, and I said, no one's trying to disparage what your wants and needs are. But you also have to understand that you're one department and we manage or oversee every department throughout the county, and we get feedback. I can go into Walmart, and before I leave there, I've been in 7 or 8 conversations with these different people asking, why are we doing this? Why is this not being done?
Yes.
What happened to this? Where's my money going? And what are you doing with it? So that pushback from the public when they see and hear rumor like we're spending $40,000 on, and to most everybody, that's a big number.
I wish I could be there for you when they ask you that.
Well, and
I wish I could be there when they ask you that so I could yell and scream at them too. I wish I could be there and yell at them as well.
I will
too.
follow this up with this. So, and you are right, Josh. John was elected as sheriff to do a job by the people. We were elected as commissioners to also do a job.
Ding, 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 ding. Man, I'm telling you, Bobby's getting, I wrote Bobby an email and I told Bobby, you really handled yourself well. You guys did a good job here. I really appreciate the way you handled yourself. But keep in mind, John was elected by a few people, not by a lot. He was elected by a few.
Job, and we have to marry those two together. One does not supersede the other. Well, I don't think one supersedes the other. So
No, one does not supersede the other. You're all duly elected officials. One does not supersede the other.
So when we have citizens questioning, we have to take that into consideration.
The citizens supersede you all. Other than that, you guys are all just public servants.
Not to disparage anything, but we each have a job to do. I know you. I get it. I understand where you're coming from, but Josh made the statement. The sheriff was overwhelmingly elected to do his job, and this is what he wants to do. We were also elected to do a job and to ask the questions, whether everybody likes the questions or not.
Yep. I'm glad you ask questions. I mean,
Right.
you should. You
So,
would be diligent.
I get it. I just want to,
Sounds like an excuse to me. I could.
No, it's not an
And you
excuse.
might.
Sounds like an excuse to me. The young punk says, sounds like an excuse to me. I want to be really honest. If John Sproles does not set this young punk cop down and talk to him, he's going to have a problem with him. This guy's going to be a problem on the streets. He literally told the commissioners, what you're saying to me sounds like an excuse. I can only think that they didn't hear him. I wish I would have been here. I would have lost my shit.
That the public might hound you with questions like that. I'm not going to say I don't believe it, but they need us to be in shape. Not to pick on the clerk's office, but who are you going to call? Oh, I'm sorry, audit. Who are you going to call if somebody comes to your office and won't leave? Well, we all know who you're going to call. You're going to call law enforcement, okay? Do we want some scrawny or overweight officer coming to take this big guy out? No, you have to, No,
I want a roided out, roid raged punk that's going to get mad and shoot everybody up. Oh, yeah, brother.
I'd ask you when the last time you got in a fight was in your job, and I'm not going to because I know the answer. Whereas if you ask me when the last time I got in a fight was, I'm sure it was more recent than you.
If you asked me last time I got in a fight, I was going to tell you it was this morning. I was walking in to get something to, I was going to pay for the gas in my car, and somebody looked at me wrong, and I slapped the spit out of their mouth.
Yours. And I'm not trying to pick on you. You're saying
No, you're a punk ass.
Yeah.
You think he's
Right.
I got to say it, man. I got to say it. And I hate that I got to say this. As a former police officer, I have to say, this is the reason that people say, ain't nobody give a fuck about these cops. What is this? What kind of attitude bullshit is this? Forget being in shape. They need you to not be a dick. Absolutely. Yeah, this guy thinks he's some kind of big beta bitch. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I just can't believe this. I'm going to chop these bits out of this part, and I'm going to send them to Sheriff Sproles, and I want to comment on how he's going to discipline this young man.
I know.
Yeah, you do.
But physical altercations where you have to physically put somebody's hand behind their back and they don't want to go to jail, you have to be strong enough to do that. And unfortunately, this is a whole nother, I won't even get to the type of officers we attract at our pay on, so I won't get into all that. But this having the weight room would be a need, I think. My opinion.
What Commissioner Dellinger said earlier, what guarantee is that spending this money is going to guarantee that all the officers will be in physical pristine condition? There's no guarantee, but having the ability to train in close proximity to where you work, obviously it's a weird situation. There is not a weight training room in the Justice Center or the courthouse or the highway department, but we're being asked to look at spending money to put one in the jail where there is money sitting in an account for the jail. If we don't spend it, maybe it could be sent back. So the taxpayers didn't have to spend it down the road. So we have to be cognizant of the amount of money. The piece of paper that we were given showed $44,000 for specific pieces of equipment. One question that I had was, is it possible to get a second quote? Is it possible to get someone else
They didn't even bring in a second quote.
to look at it to say, you may be able to save some money here and still get the same thing done? That's just a question that I had.
Yeah.
I don't.
Where are the body cameras? We need body cameras. Hashtag don't buy one piece of fucking workout gear until you have everybody that has a fucking gun on their side wearing a body camera. Sell the crap for the $28,000 they have. If you don't have body cameras for every single cop and every dash camera, every car outfitted with dash cams for everybody that carries a gun on their hip, then sell it all.
I think it's important. The physical training aspect of it obviously is important. The hours that you work, when is it available to go to the YMCA if you're working a midnight shift and having that ability there? I understand all those, and I think it's important that we do something. I just don't know whether this exact dollar figure with this specific pieces of equipment is exactly where that money needs to go. If we could look at it with the idea of saying, hey, somebody else give me a better price, we'll look at it. That's just a question.
I do have another question.
I think that's a reasonable request.
I do have another question because you were talking about physical fitness and all this stuff. So with this equipment, will it come with a specific standard of duty for every officer that's hired, that they must meet a standard before they're hired? Or they'll be hired and then expected? Obviously you can look at me and tell that I don't do it.
That's not harassment. That's not harassment. That's not the way the statute reads.
Sure. No, I appreciate that. And there is, you have to be fit for duty. And I think that's what it comes back to. And I know the sheriff, I talked to him yesterday about, is just really create a culture and things like that, really just to try to create a.
Steve, you as well. So I think I will just make a motion to table this to get additional quotes to see if we can get.
How many quotes would you like total?
Can you get two more?
Two more?
So we have three.
So normally we do 3 on about everything else. So 3 would be.
Yeah, if that's the standard and what you guys.
For that amount of money, it would be more common to receive more than one quote. Obviously, as the amount of money goes up, you have to receive 3 sealed bids. In this case, we're just asking you for quotes for what you have already turned in would be 1. And if there's 2 other ones
that I appreciate and respect that. And we're not here to say no to what you're wanting, but you have to understand, we also get that feedback from the public when we're places the question, what goes on? Because everybody asks the same thing. When their taxes go up, they want to know where that money went to, and they want to know why, and they don't understand where money's being spent in certain areas when they'd be more worried about you coming up on a pony when they call as you not having a patrol car to come up with, as opposed to you buying a set of weights to work out with. So those are arguments that we hear from the public when we're out.
This $45,000 is an investment. This will last.
Well, don't.
You got a gun, shoot him.
Just real quick, like I said, real quick, this $45,000 is an investment. This will last way longer than a car.
We understand that. We understand that. And you know, we have to walk this fine line of, you know, Steve Russ is elected surveyor. He has a job to do, but we also have a job to do. Debbie's the elected auditor. She has a job to do. We have a job to do. So, we appreciate everything you do, and we understand that the point that you're coming from, but I think with my motion, you know, a couple more quotes.
Yep, we will get those. Yep, thank you.
Somebody
Thank
needs
you.
to second it and vote.
Second.
Motion is made, second to table this till we get more quotes.
Now let's-
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Did Captain Pierce want to say anything?
Quote
Now listen
here
here.
for the mirrors for the weight room. Did we want-
He said unless we needed something from him, he's good. You're welcome.
Said, do we want to discuss the mirrors quote now too?
Yep.
I'll say we have a quote here for the mirrors for the weight room.
That work has already been done.
Already been done. We already approved it.
Did we pay it?
Yeah.
No, that was taken out of the food and beverage.
No, yeah, we took it off.
Yeah, because it wasn't food and beverage.
Where was that money going to come from? Out of their budget?
And, well, they've requested it out of the bond. They've requested the mirrors out of the bond to be paid out of the bond.
Well, I guess that's up for discussion.
The sheriff bought mirrors for the gym, because not only do they need to go look at themselves, not only do they need to work out and get pumped, but they need to be able to look at themselves while they're doing it. Because there ain't nobody, I'm telling you, that likes to look at themselves more than Sheriff GQ Johnny. I mean, look at him up here, pumping some iron right here. You see him all right here, You see him. Get my logo out of his face so we can see that sexy stud muffin right here in blue. Man, oh yeah, look at him. He's got his black pants on, blue top. He's rocking it. He's a cop. Look how good he looks. Can't tell me that he doesn't get his uniforms tailor fitted to his body like a freak. I'm telling you, this guy, he's got these people up here standing in attention and saluting him as they're doing this. This guy has no clue what true leadership means. And I am very afraid for Henry County. I'm very afraid. The fact that his deputies feel like they have a mandate to speak to a fellow elected officials, to their commissioners, the way that they were speaking. Listen, I have no problem with yelling at elected officials when needed. And I would be okay if they were in there and they were wanting to spend some money on body cams and the commissioners were like, no. I would be okay with them pushing back. But fighting the way that they were doing and being ungrateful and having the attitude that they had over $45,000 for a weight room when they've already spent $28,000 for a weight room, and when the sheriff spent $6,000 on some mirrors, $6,000 on mirrors, $6,000 worth of mirrors to outfit the weight room.
So my only concern is there are procedures and that need to be followed that this one was not. And I'm going to, you know, I give grace to newly elected officials because, I mean, I'm only into my third year. I don't know everything. Probably did not know procedures.
Definitely didn't.
Of how to
Definitely
go about making changes into the jail. So with that, I will say that was my biggest concern, was this work was done without approval of the commissioners. Equipment was taken down off the walls. There's going to be additional monies to get that equipment back into that room. in a different location. I'm just a little concerned that that didn't take place.
Well, I would agree with that.
Because additional work and additional monies
Yep.
are going to have to be spent because it wasn't brought to us.
Absolutely ridiculous. So that's the end of that, ladies and gentlemen. I just, I honestly am just shocked. It's really sad how those sheriff's deputies, one of them being the chief deputy of the department, were permitted to act in there. And it's just honestly shocking to me that was allowed to go on that way. I just really think that is nuts. It's I can't believe that it happened the way that it happened, and I feel like, man, I'm really worried at where the department is going. I really feel like I'm worried. Where do you even find mirrors that cost $6,000? Yes, when you're hey, listen, when you're making them so you can see, when you're putting the mirrors on the floor and putting them on the ceiling so that you can see every inch of your beautiful body as you work out naked, glistening and sweating, while after you've just arrested some people and you're out there, not saying the F word and being a badass Republican cop sheriff. You need to be able to look at yourself from all angles. So it's very weird. It's crazy. I am going to do my very best to get statement from the sheriff. I think that these people are out of control, and I am scared for the citizens of Henry County. Sproles has been the sheriff of Henry County for 3 months. 3 months, 16 days. 3 months and 16 days. And you guys have a long ass time. You have a long ass time. The Henry County Sheriff's Department is a shit show. And the people of Henry County, man, I'm telling you, don't be speeding. Don't be doing crazy shit. Just be very careful the next 3 years. We got to elect you a good sheriff next time. I thank you all very much for watching. Remember to give us a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, hit the bell, give us a comment, share the show with everyone. Folks, elections have consequences, and we're currently in an election season right now. So remember that. Goodbye.